everyone.
Hi.
Hi, good afternoon again. So I'm very interesting. You guys are interested in this group meeting. So I'm very thankful about that. So everyone join.
We waiting. Oh no. Okay, we got everyone. Yes, Hilda is there.
Okay, good. So yeah. Okay. I'm Kyunghwa. So first, you guys, I want to, someone write this group meeting, during this group meeting, someone writing about our discussion. So who want volunteer for this?
Yeah, we were thinking like when we're having the discussion, so everyone will be taking the notes.
Oh,
and
okay.
at the end, at the end, then we compile everything.
Okay,
Will
good.
it be okay?
Yeah, good.
Yes,
Okay.
in case one of us miss something, then the other one can capture it.
Oh, good, great. Okay. So so first, why do you join this group session? So are you interested, or what kind of interest I want, to know that one. So so if you are why interested about the management of biological information, we can discuss, keep going. So everybody the very brief, shortly the talk about that. Would you someone why the interested about management of biological information? So who want to the talk first?
Bula. Hello, hello, Dr. Beck.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good to see you. Yes, to answer that question, why am I interested in managing bioresources information? I think I've worked with data for a long time, whether it's scientific data or management data. I've worked with both data. And then I've noticed that we have so much data available, raw data available, but there is no integration or no system available where we could use this data into a decision making or a very informative resource. Yeah, because we have it in its raw stage. And how can we integrate the data? How can we overlay the data? So hence the interest. I am not a marine science student. I am a marine management student. So I'm not too, my strength is not the scientific part. My strength is how to manage, how do we organize data, how can we use data and be able to share this very important data to enhance it or for public awareness, for resources, for schools, because we have data available. That's but the management of it is that's why I'm interested in this course, in this component of the course in particular.
Okay.
Well, that's my the other ladies can speak.
Yeah. So so who wants other reason for the join this group meeting? Anybody?
Dr. Beck, I share same almost similar reason with Hilda. For me, like my general interest, like it came because I'm my background is marine science. And like for past 6 years, I have been working in data management area. So it generally interests me. That's my reason.
Okay,
Yep.
so maybe you guys very interesting about you already have lots of information like the marine resource or the other things, but little bit the weak about how to integrate it your data, and then how to show your data to to maybe the public user or the academia or the other person, right? So first of all, is there any the IT person? No.
No, Dr. Beck, no IT
Yeah.
person.
Yeah. So actually, the
Is
you
just me
guys,
for IT person?
IT person.
I thought somebody else. No.
Oh yeah. So actually, I'm not a IT person. So I also the microbiologist. So first, yesterday I mentioned about the OECD guideline. Their recommended minimum data set for the management of bioresource center. So I think first of all, you follow the minimum of data set, and also follow the recommended data set. So I'm not sure about how many data you have in your field. So first, why do you want to save that, keep that result, the data? Do you want to share with the other person, or do you want to share with only your research? So I want to know about that. So who do you want to who do you want to talk? So do you want to share with your data, or do you want to share just for use your research? Let me.
Dr. Beck, I think for us, like managing the like data for biological information would be for national benefit, like where we can have like we can all the line ministries and everyone to come together, manage the data for benefit of Fiji, like how we can use it for for our development and all those things.
Okay, so that so do you want to share with the domestic or the abroad?
Domestic. Start domestic, like because currently we have like we lack the networking and collection of data and then the management.
Okay,
So we would like to start first at national level, share within the ministries in the country.
Okay, so for the Janti mentioned about the first you want to network within ministry. So first time, what will you do? Collect the individual local your data in the ministry or in the ministry. So what will you do first for collect your the data? It's my question. So maybe it's not the necessary to now to talk, just to think about what will you do first. And so that is I think your goal to this, the group meeting, and then I think, so first, what do you do? And then the second, so I want to question about second issue. So all people has, the similar data, or so I'm sorry, that means, for the integrate your data, who do you talk about that issue? That is my second question. So data collaborate. So who do you talk with, like, the stakeholder? Do you access anyway, someone, or some organization, or maybe something? So I think, the second is first, anyway, that is related with the plan, and then second is, you have to prepare something and then meet some organization. So think about who do you, meet.
Dr. Beck, yeah, I think I understand what you're trying to explain. It's like first we identify the challenge in this area, and then stakeholders, and then how we collaborate and things like that. So
Yeah,
what we were thinking, we wanted your advice. What we were thinking is like one of our challenge would be like data collection program. Like we don't have a in country, we if they like if they are collecting this kind of data, like a biological data, like we collect the fishery data and the community data, all those we have it. But in terms of for this training, like biological data, we were thinking maybe our first challenge will be like having a data collection program where we collect this kind of biological data on the deep sea. And then our key stakeholders would be like all these ministries, like we have Ministry of Environment, Mineral Resources, and Fisheries. And so we all work together, like collaborate and like have this information share with each other. That would be our stakeholders. And the approaches, we need advice on that, like what approach we're going to take for for scientific collaboration. And we wanted to ask, we were thinking along that line, is it correct? Is it like correct what we're thinking, or what are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, actually, you already, share your data, I understand, within, the several ministry, right? Is it right? Yeah. But
but it's not that extent of sharing, like it's we do share, but it's not all information. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So in our case, it's first, even the many local, the individual data collection center, they the need, when they share the data, that time they need some kind of extra information, is something different with the other individual data center. So they meet together, and then they discuss a lot, and then they think they combined one, like the fishery example, just the fishery, they think they make the more biggest data center. So first, you guys, you know, I think, you know, you already have that kind of situation. So you know, even, you know, some kind of academic committee or, you know, the government committee you already have, and then you discussed a lot, right?
Okay, Dr. Back
Yeah.
or Beck? All right. Sorry, because we were just discussing this information that we are supposed to gather for action plan. Is it based on what we have learned from day one, or you want a broader aspect of other things to be included also?
Pardon?
We were discussing that the action plan should be based on what we have learned from day one. Or do you also want us to add or include a broader aspect of Fiji, of other things that also needs to be included outside from what in this learning course outline?
Dr. Beck, what we were thinking. Can you hear me? Yeah, what we were thinking is like for this subject, managing of biological information, are we like our action plan will be based on the data that we already have, or we base.
Sorry.
Or our action plan will be based on biological information of the deep sea, like how we have been learning from the first day here. So just some clarification on that.
So you guys all so you mean the, you know, the deep sea biological data?
Yeah, we little confused here because like we already have existing data on like biological information. For example, I come from fisheries, so we already have fishery data, fisheries data for inshore, offshore, and aquaculture. So what we were thinking, are we talking about managing those data, or are we talking about managing the deep sea data that we don't have currently? I mean, at that level, maybe we have a little bit, but not that advanced. Are we talking about managing that in our action plan, or are we talking about the data that we already have?
Oh,
sorry if I'm confusing you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought, you know, though you already have lots of data, and then I thought you have already small data center for, you know, your own area. So that's my mistake. Yeah, I understand.
Oh yeah, no, Dr. No, Dr. Beck, yes, we have data, but we have data on like our fisheries, the inshore aquaculture and biosecurity data, all this kind of data. But what we learning in this course is about like marine bioresources, right? So we don't have that kind of data. So what we were thinking in our action plan, are we going to talk about that, or the existing data that we have? We're going to manage that, because both are okay. Like we already have a management system, but still we need more management for that.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I think, you know, that you already have that one. So if you still, you know, the little bit confused. You already have the all kind of data, and then I a little bit confused. Do you want to data connect with the other ministry data, or you know, you just want to only your data collaborate with, you know, the outside country, you know, the other countries, you know, the data you want to collaborate, integrate? So a little bit confused about that. I'm sorry, yeah.
No, Dr. Beck, yes. No, first national level. Our scope is at national level. So managing information at national level in country, not with the other countries.
But be able to integrate it with.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, the within the national level. So for the like the management of biological information, including the deep sea or fishery, any kind of things, all kind of marine resource, the bioresource data. So I mean if you want to make the national level of the biological center, first I mean what will you do? The ask. So first you guys collect your old data, but before the big before the collect data, first time all the individuals discuss what kind of data set put in your the national level data center, and then what who do you meet for making that kind of national level the bio data center. Also so I think the first make the plan, and then also the meet the person, and then you make the the process. So I think this one is really good to this action plan. And then also when you have your national level of bio data center, so will you open, who is the the benefit, so who is the user? So only the national level the only student, or only your country, Fiji country, the biologist, or the who is the like I mean the industry, or also the like outside I mean the abroad similar institute or similar the organization. So I think you have to think about that also. Also for management of national level of bioresource center, do you think how much money you need? And then also how many person you need? And also you think about so in the national level of biological data biocenter, how many organization in the bio data center? So you also think about that one. So what kind of facility in the bio data center you also think about? So everything is related with the national level of marine bioresource, the center by marine bio data center also. So you guys, think about, you are manager of national level of bioresource center. You are when you are the bio national level of the bio data center, or that time, what will you do? I think you have to, think about that. That's, I think this key element for action plan development, I think. So during that time, who should be, the invited for collaboration for the this work? You also have to think about that. It's mute. It's muted.
Sorry, Dr. Beck. No, we were discussing. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you have enough time. So discuss about if you are hired at the the national level of bioresource the center as a manager, or making the national level of bioresource center, what will you do? That is the, I think related with this group meeting action plan.
Dr. Beck?
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry. Yeah.
We've drawn up a template. Well, Jayanti has drawn up a template, and the template exists of information such as the challenges, the key stakeholders that we have, and how are the stakeholders contributing? Yeah, how will they contribute to the center? Collaboration approaches. Let's do the same or not? What are the expected outcomes?
Oh, yes.
The evidence of improvement or success, how are we doing? We can actually have a timeline. And how and when do we need to see this infiltration, and have monitoring and evaluation system where we could continuously monitor this project. That's what we think that we will do. And at the same time have how can we incorporate women equity in the whole process.
Oh yeah. Actually,
Yes.
this session is the global woman leadership related. So yeah, you have to include
Yes.
that.
Yes. Yeah, we want to promote. Yeah. Are we on the right track? Is the question.
Yeah.
Such. And we also in the action plan put in the users. Who are the users of the information?
Right.
Or the center. When we say domestic, we would mean the stakeholders. So it's the private sectors. Because one thing that we need to bear in mind, okay, apart from scientific information, from the other point, the other flip side, management, in terms of, I come from the offshore background. Most data sets that we have come from the primary sector, come from the private sector.
A private sector? What's the
Yeah,
meaning
most
of in a private sector?
Companies, fishing industry.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it's a requirement that they submit, documentations. So how can we turn those data sets into information that we could throw it back to the industry that they could use to manage companies, and also for sustainable fishing? Yeah. So that's one. We'll incorporate how many employees that we think that should work in the data center, and what type of facility, whether we're trying to build a multi-million-dollar facility, or, or we could start small, with this stakeholder collaboration, maybe we could start in an office available within one of the stakeholders, and then work our way from there. And the funding, basically. Yeah.
Right. Actually, the funding is, I think, the extremely interesting, the right. Yeah. So actually, if you have no money, we couldn't do anything. Actually, even the salary, yeah, even the training, education, the managing, yeah, right.
No. Just to share a bit of an example, in talking about funding, and especially in the current state that we have, that we don't have anything to start from. So one thing we could do, well, in the management side of the fishery, we have a fusion center that's based at Fiji Navy. So in this fusion center, we have stakeholders such as Inland Revenue and Customs Authority, offices, we can have 1 or 2 offices coming from that office to be based in the fusion center. And we also have 1 fisheries officer based in the fusion center. And then you also have naval officers based in the fusion center. So in terms of funding, these offices are paid from their office, and Fiji Navy is providing their facility to host this fusion center.
Yeah.
No, this is an example,
Yeah. But anyway,
this is
that idea is very, I mean, the wonderful. I mean, you don't need making the establishment special building, so you can share the some space, and then also you're
right.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
The collaboration work is important.
Right.
We need to establish that collaboration work. Once we establish that collaboration work, once we sign MOUs, agreements, yes, then we'd be able to be doing that. And then when the center runs, maybe a couple of years down the line, and then we see how effective it is, and the information that is coming out of it, then we can then look for funding.
Right.
And then expand.
Right.
Because we first need to show evidence of the work coming out of the center.
Yeah, right. Yeah, your idea is really great.
It's the group idea.
Yeah, that's really the wonderful. And so
because being ambitious at this moment to me is not realistic. Because we don't have anything on the ground, so it's good to take baby steps.
Yeah, right.
And we'll proceed as we go.
Good. And
so on this table, we have biosecurity, we have Ministry of Fisheries offices, we have offices from the Water Authority. So I think biosecurity, they have big office space, so they can at least lend us some space. Or we could even use technology. We can even work remotely from our different offices and build this center.
Right.
Yeah, that's just my take. Well, Jayant is full typing away. So she's the mind brain out of this.
Yeah. So
yeah, thank you, Dr. Beck.
But when you make the so I want to you also put the just one thing, so 2 things. So I think your country has lots of really fantastic marine resource you have. So I think when you make the report, I mean that to your government or just in this the group meeting. So I think you should say what Fiji's strengths and weakness in the relation. I mean the weakness about marine bioresource. First of all, we have a very plentiful marine bioresource and marine bio data, but we are that part of is very weak. So blah 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 blah. You have to write, and then later that's knocked the government for making national level of bioresource center. So I think you should just write, and also think about what is our strengths and what is our the weakness. That's the you need for making paperwork. So yeah, it's just the comment. Also, maybe like the stockholder, when you make the national level of bioresource center, you mentioned about share that. I think that's really great idea. First, we also did the share some the local bioresource the center. They the share some the ones area they support the space. Some area mentioned the support the some the facility. So I think that's great idea. But later when you the improve your bioresource the center, that time you also think about the collaboration with the abroad. But I think you already did that. But anyway, maybe next year or the 2 years after that time, when you make the the collaboration, what kind of you the things you need. Also, if you write your the action plan, it will be great. I think maybe who knows this action plan goes to real paper to your government, or when you do work with abroad, that time it will be maybe the real paper. So this white paper is the real good paper.
Dr. Beck.
Mm-hmm.
So here we have. I can hear my own. Dr. Beck.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. So here we just quickly drafting our actions that we're going to take. So first we, as you mentioned, identify the data sets that needs to be collected. Is that correct? So I just want to cross check again. And two, we're writing maybe developing a proper data collection program. Dr. Beck.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're listening. And maybe get consultants or IT specialists to develop a centralized database system or information system. And then we're saying to have data sharing protocols developed, like guidelines and all policies. And it's just a draft we are doing. And so we already have a small like a what do you say, maybe a resource center where they analyze, like in university, USP, the Institute of Applied Science, where they do the analysis and all. So maybe upgrading that, having more resources and funding for that to carry out work. So we have listed these things. What do you think? Are we on the right track, or are we doing it right?
Oh yeah, but that is just the for data center, I think. But Hilda mentioned about more national level of the bio resource center management. So yeah, you are also right. I mean the each individual data center data you the collect in the some one area, and then the analyze and then collaborate. So very the specialized data you have, and then share all part of the individual the things. That is just the data. But Hilda mentioned about the space facility, also the other things. So yeah, I think you guys the two things is also right, I think.
No, Dr. Beck, what we meant, like for developing the facility, like at this stage, we're
Only
not thinking of.
Do you mean the only facility?
Sorry?
Pardon?
No, what we're thinking, we already have a institute applied section in the university, where currently the aquaculture samples are being sent to be analyzed. They analyze the biological information.
Yeah.
So it's just an idea. We're thinking of upgrading it, and because like we're thinking at the national level, I don't know, are we capable of developing? Like, are we capable of developing one? So we want our action plan to be a bit realistic, right?
We can.
Yeah,
we can build from what research has now. Our research division, whatever they have now, we can just build
from there.
Yeah, okay, we can also include that here.
And then if we check with biosecurity, what do they have in place? If they can, that's why the collaboration work is important. That's what we need to build first.
Yeah, understand. But
once we get that, then we see what we have available. Okay, one of the main action that we need to take is building this relationship, collaboration work.
that's the thing.
We need to understand what system they have in place, what system whoever has in place.
I remember on justice. There we were talking. There's no
Integrated.
what data they.
Right now we're working in silos, because we have your own information, we have our own information. But in terms of border security, this is border. Whatever we're talking about, oh no, this is scientific.
Scientific.
But from the border perspective, it's for national interest. So what can we do in terms of building this biodata system for national interest? How can we help the future generations, to better understand the biology or the species that is available? Like whenever they come with the taxonomy or the classifications, how are we going to make it, input it into our system to come out with information?
This is a broader, it's a broader aspect.
That's what
altogether.
So what sets of data you are targeting? Yeah. So what? Specific.
What we can say, we need a centralized resource center that covers all areas of marine biodiversity. Not only a specific species or a specific invasive species or exotic or whatever. It covers everything.
In terms of marine, yeah?
In terms of marine. Yes. So our data, our information, what we're going to present covers everything. Just biodiversity, fauna and flora. Dr. Beck,
Yeah.
can you hear us?
Mhm.
Okay. So basically, we will just do a report. Our data will not be targeting a specific species, or a it'll cover Fiji's national biodiversity, marine biodiversity. So it is important for us to engage, not engage, to have a more advanced and developed marine resource center in Fiji with a high technology information system that both the resource center will have multi-million-dollar funding. Yes, so it'll be database and library.
It's going to be like
Yeah.
sort of a lab, yeah.
It's a center. So back to your first question, because you asked why managing biological information. So that's one question each of us who should answer. Why? Why do we have to manage biological information?
It's important.
Put it into the goals.
And then to lose it, the information. If we start to
So you're actually mentioning the goals.
someone back to
You already answered the question. That's the goals. Yes, yes. We take it step by step, Gigi. We put it in general. See, because
specific, what do you mean?
Identify what data set. That means we're getting specific there. If we say all data sets, that covers all marine data set. So it's a specific, then identify. Once you identify, then we're getting specific there.
No, see, don't make us confused. Just make our presentation and the report simple. We focus on national biodiversity. Don't, Dr. Beck, can we do that? Instead of focusing on a set of data on a specific species, on a specific activity, we did cover.
Yeah.
What do you think, Dr. Beck? What is your intention for us to do an action plan to actually based on the collective data on a specific area or specific species in Fiji, or is it in general, like everything?
General, I think.
General. She said general.
Yeah. So the
it's just a brief overview.
Yeah,
you just need an overview.
Yeah, not specific. So
yeah.
Mentioned identify, that's like identify data set. I'm not saying to identify, that's what she mentioned. That's what I was telling you.
You mentioned identify data sets. Can you explain further, Dr. Beck?
Pardon again.
You mentioned earlier you identified data set. What did you mean by that?
Oh yeah, I mean so when you make establish the if, it's just if when you establish national level of the marine bio resource center, that's including of that means the national marine biodata also that means the same. So that time which the data, identified data also put in. So that means, you know, the all kind of local small data center also access that, and then they can also, you know, the see that. So I mean that identified, you know, the data set or minimized data set and recommended data set means, you know, the which data will you want to put in. But you guys mentioned about previous time, that time, you know, you already have enough data sets, so that's no problem. So I mean, you know, when you make the general national marine bioresource center, that time, what kind of data you put in?
What kind of data?
Data means, you know, the not special, you know, the biological data, you know, the document also, you know, the policy standard or so also, you know, that special data, like, you know, the biological data also, you know,
each, okay. Okay.
So I'm
We want
sorry to, you know, the confuse
data,
that.
taxonomic data, sampling data.
Yeah.
You mean all that?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm sorry, you know, I make, you know, confused to you, but
yeah. You got it. Janti, you got it, what she meant?
Yeah, no, I understand. That's why I was giving.
Okay. Oh, so you, okay, which data? But in the Mabik, you guys like have everything, all information about everything.
Right.
Deep sea, coastal, terrestrial, aquatic.
Yeah, right.
So that's the same thing. If we want to have that implemented in Fiji, or have that all resource information for each areas that the research has been carried out. So I believe so what do you mean by which data to be included? Because in OBIS, Ocean Biodiversity Information System, I think it's in US, they're very particular with information entered into the system. And they also have the right to reject the information given by the researcher. So does that also apply to us in Fiji? That's what you meant?
Yeah, right. So
like
we
not
also
all information to be included. It depends on how its accuracy and the information is. You mean to say scrutinize the information before it is entered?
Yeah, right.
Are you sure?
Yeah, right. I still, you know, though I also, you know, the confused. I sorry. Anyway. Oh yeah. Whenever, you know, I heard, you know, you guys, you know, the discussion little bit confused. First, you know, the first really, you know, the first is when you make a national level of bioresource center.
Yes.
First, you know, what will you do making that bioresource center? That is, you know,
why do you make it there?
Yeah, so why do you want, and then what will you do, and then after that, with what kind that is a little bit specific. So when you make the, you know, the national level of bioresource center, so how many organization put in there, and also, you know, the how much money, you know, do you need making the national bioresource center, and also how many person do you need? That is, you know, the next level of first, why do you need national level of bioresource center? And then second is, you know, so making that bioresource center, what will you do? And then, you know, after that, that is a little bit specific. So I mentioned about you know, how many people, like, you know, if you want to, you know, hire all as a working person is only, you know, the woman, maybe I think that is also another gender issue, but anyway, so, you know, how many hire will you do, and then how many, you know, organization, and also, you know, what kind of document you need, and also, you know, for management, what kind of things put in your bioresource center. So that's, you know, but several things you guys told all right for, you know, the management of bioresource center. So data center also, you know, Janti mentioned about that one also, right? And then Hilda mentioned about, you know, the space and the other things. And then Olivia, you also mentioned about, you know, the several things. That is, you know, all right. So maybe, you know, if you, you know, discuss a little bit more, and then, yeah, condensed, and then, you know, emphasize. I think if that after that you got the cut paper, I think.
Make it simple. That's all. Make our information simple.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much. I only got it.
But I think we all together still a little bit confused.
Dr. Beck. She can Is it working? Hello, Dr. Beck.
I'm here.
Hi.
Hi again.
Okay, I had one question. So in our template, we including oops. Wait, what happened? We including data quality. So we thinking what else we can write in that section. Like
data quality.
Right? Before we put it in the database, it's like one of our actions. Data improving data quality. Section and see what we're missing. What did we write? Quality. Data quality. What do we write? Online ministries and academic.
These are the following stakeholders. This is the contribution.
Yeah.
So
you got any ideas? Any ideas? What is it? Is it the? I mean, is it correct? We write it like that. Data quality improving.
Yeah. So, you know, for data quality, first, you know, you have to double check with, you know, the standardization of, like, you know, the OBIS, or, you know, the WORMS, or, you know, the NCBI, or, you know, any kind of biggest data information standard. So first you have to, you know, check that one individually. And then if that is, you know, correct, you have to also double check with your, you know, the data system automatically. I think, you know, the IT, you know, the expertise person, when they, you know, put into your data, the system automatically, they, you know, the quality check with your real data. So, you know, that is double check. So first, you checked your data, and then second is, you know, standard, you know, our other website, like, you know, I mentioned about NCBI taxonomy, or, you know, the OBIS, or WORMS, or, you know, the others. So for that's related with when your data open to abroad, that time easily, the collaborate with, the abroad data. So second is, that job you need. And then third is, the IT, the expertise, they, make the system and then automatically validate your data. That 3 steps you need for data quality check.
Okay. We can include that in the action plan.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so what would be our collaboration approaches, like at national level? We standardize the data and collaboration approach. We cooperate with Mavic, maybe.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Okay. You got that. You write the data quality under collaboration approaches. Yeah. Like we cooperate with Mavic to improve our data quality. They tell us how to standardize data.
Collaborate with Mavic.
Data quality. No, data quality. Yes.
Yeah, it's very honorable to us.
Okay.
Dr. Beck, just one question. Can you hear me? Okay. Because you mentioned about what you call the data set there. Like, for instance, you are the manager for controlling managing biological information in Mabike, just example. So information collected from Dr. Mo on the taxonomy, you put in the database. Is that how it's done?
Yeah.
So like the research done by Dr. Mo, finalized, approved, that information given to you, then you put it in the database.
Oh, yeah. Previous time we did, if I, have my own data, I gave to the manager, and then that person, they upload your data.
Yeah.
But now our system improved, so I upload my data, and then data system develop analyze, and automatically that is the visualized on the website. So we changed that. But anyway, the first, if you have not that kind of system, you have to give to your data to data quality with the manager of the data system.
Okay.
And then if there is no problem, your data will be visualized to website. But anyway, if you have improved the system, you can upload your data directly.
Straight away, directly. Okay. So in fact, like having this resource center, information collected is uploaded directly.
Right.
Okay. Rather than giving from one person to another person until it reaches the database.
Right.
Okay, so we got it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Dr. Peck.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm on the mute. I'm mute.
Dr. Peck, sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
We are eating and doing our action plan. Maybe you can also take a break.
Yeah, I have my own copy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, we're just little concerned. Maybe you're waiting for us. Yeah.
No problem.
Dr. Beck, can we have your email address? We want to email you our template for you to have a look. Yes, please. Can you put it? Okay. Can you put it in the chat? Yeah, for me. I don't know if you can put it to me only. Wait, is it to everyone? Yeah, you can look for me there and then put me.
What did you say?
Yes. Mute.
Yeah, in the chatting room, there is my email address.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh, yeah, in the chatting room, I put my email address.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Beck. I'm going to email you.
Yeah.
She's from now.
I think the 3 o'clock, Dr. Mo mentioned about we have to back to plenary, right?
Okay, 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock,
Yes.
right? Maybe the step they or automatically they move to plenary. I heard that, but anyway, so if you send email that template, I will check quickly. Yeah.
Okay, quickly. Yes. Okay.